I am
rich.
I am
Beautiful.
I am
Gorgeous.
I am.
Ollie was my dream partner.
Do you know these types of affirmations? I don't want to talk it down,
But I sort of do.
I want to talk about the difference between truth affirmations and regular affirmations today, because regular affirmations are based on lying and truth affirmations are based on your soul's truth. And yeah, there is a difference. Oh my god, the candles. There is a difference between truth affirmations and affirmations that are based on lying. The main difference is that truth affirmations are based on unconditional love for life, no matter what we currently have or don't have, versus regular affirmations are based on, oh, I want to have this, so I gotta tell myself I already have manifested it. I lie to myself so that my brain believes it, that I finally manifested for my future, that I finally live a better life, because we still divide life into wrong and right a lot. I always say right, like white. So right and wrong. Basically, there is a massive difference, and I do want to talk about it, because when we finally learn to do this, not only are you going to manifest, but you also love your present moment. So basically, you start to love your life. You start to embrace life, no matter what's currently going on in your life, which is important because your life will never always be perfect and peaceful. I know a lot of people search for peace, but your soul is not here for that. Otherwise, you would have never created, so to speak, human experience where you have ups and downs on freaking purpose.
On purpose.
It's not just ups, there are also downs. And as more we try to avoid those by constantly trying to manifest something else in our life, we actually feel more frustrated. We push the feeling of frustration. Yes, also when we use affirmations. I'm sorry to say it. I'm sorry to break these illusions. And I'm a very spiritual person. I love affirmations. But I want to teach you guys what the difference is and how you can use affirmations properly. Not only that they work, but also to make you happy in the long run. So if you're ready, I would say, let's go. I want to start with the I am affirmations. These are the affirmations that are loved by so many people. Scientists say that it's very helpful, and even, I think you even see it in the brain, when you do that. I have a little bit, okay, my channel is only here. I only talk about experience on my channel. I never share something that I've just read somewhere or heard somewhere. And I tried these I am affirmations for years, really for years. And I always had the feeling like something's bothering me here. And I couldn't really say what it was, but I kept doing it. I was listening to I am affirmations. I was telling myself I feel this and that way, I'm this and that.
Oh, I'm not beautiful now, so I'm just telling myself I am until I finally believe it.
Actually, subconsciously, what I was doing, I was pushing my feeling of I'm unhappy the way I am right now. And people say it actually does the opposite. You lie as long as possible until you finally believe it, until your nerving system or until you don't have to think about it anymore. There is a science. There is a non-spiritual way to look at it, basically, no matter if it comes from doctors or scientists. Again, I'm not one of these, and I also want to say I'm not a therapist or anything. I just always talk about my own experience, just so you know that's very important. I'm not here to push you into something or to pressure you into a belief that you do not believe in. This is really important to me because I know there are a lot of professional people out there on YouTube. I'm not, but I'm very into it, invested, and I also, one more time, talk about experience here. And it never worked on me, and I always questioned why, until I read the book Bursting Loose from the Money Game by Robert Scheinfeld. It is so good. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. It's a recommendation of mine. But anyway, maybe I'm also wrong, but let me explain. The non-spiritual explanation I found when I was younger, my mom, you used to tell people, oh, just tell your kid, oh, you're beautiful, you're amazing, and do that more regularly and often. So, they build up a certain confidence, which is beautiful. I wouldn't say don't do that.
What?
Basically, they say you should do that to your children. It's very helpful to build up confidence, and even to yourself, no matter the age. My mom is one of the most honest people. She was very honest. In fact, sometimes she was saying, oh, Alex, you got to do this again. This looks horrible, when I was painting something or drawing something and she didn't like it, she was not that kind of a mom who was like, oh my God, yes, honey, you're so amazing, you did so perfect, and like da 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 da. No, she was not that type of a mom. But when it came to my looks, she was always like super motivating. Honestly, she was like actually always telling me that not always, but you know what I mean, like that I can wear what I want, it always looks good on me, and yada yada yada. And guess what my biggest insecurities was or became? Not my drawing, not where my mom was telling me it's not good, but actually the way how I looked, because puberty was hitting me, hormones are coming in. As a woman, this is the most normal thing, especially when you're 14, 15. And no, affirmations, like my mom, so to speak, did not work on me, because this is a normal process of life. And I gotta say, because I'm very spiritual, and this is actually a spiritual channel, but even if not, but I believe in soul, okay? Your soul is here to experience, to experience. And experience is not always positive. And you wouldn't experience life if you would always be like, oh my God, I'm just so beautiful. Oh my God, life is just so amazing. Oh my God, actually, you know what I mean? This is not experiencing life, and your soul is not here for that. Your soul is simply not here for that. I'm sorry to say it, but the more we focus on, this is how life should be for me, like everything's just like, you will feel frustrated because this is not what's going to happen.
I'm sorry.
Even if you manifest your dream partner, you will have discussions with him or her. You will have some, and I don't want to sound negative. Listen, I love life, truly I do. But because of that, because of all these like ups and downs, like I mentioned before. And so to come to the point now, I don't believe in that in a non-spiritual way, first of all, because of my experience. And I had to learn to love myself and to come in terms with the way how I look and to truly embrace that. And I do. I truly do. I don't just say for the camera. Yes, there are days where I don't feel that way. Obviously, we all have that. But most of the times, I do. And that was, getting out of puberty. No, it was not the I am affirmations. But if you love doing it and you really feel like it does something to you, and if you have someone in your family who works as a doctor and says, no, that's so good for your brain, do it. You don't lose anything if you do it. Okay, so that's just it. And the second thing that I feel like with I am affirmations, my problem is you lie to yourself. I'm sorry to say, but you do. If you say I'm rich, although you're not, it's a lie. And it's basically, and I will talk about that in more detail later, the opposite of a truth affirmation. And so now here's the spiritual aspect of it. In the spiritual realm, you say, or I believe in, the higher self. This is similar to the, what's that called? New Age spirituality. In the New Age spirituality, you say your soul is the creator and your higher self creates. You don't have to believe in that, of course, but when you do believe in that, what's happening is that we remember your power and your capabilities, that your higher self creates all of this just to have fun. What I said before, that experience is not always just positive and peaceful, and that you so wanted it on purpose. And the more we actually love that, unconditional love for our life, the more we lie to ourselves because we want to have something specific, the more we tap away from a subconscious truth, which is our soul is not here to have something specific, but to have everything. Sometimes, for example, being single, and sometimes to have a dream partner. The whole experience, your soul is here for the whole experience. Your soul is not dividing that into right and wrong. Your soul is not saying if you're single, this is wrong, and if you have that dream partner, it's right. Your mind, your ego does this. Again, this is a spiritual aspect of it, a spiritual POV. Basically, this is why the more you lie to yourself, the more frustration you feel, because you say, oh, I'm not powerful. Oh, this is still wrong what I have right now. This is what I don't want to have. So therefore, I gotta lie to myself. I want to have this dream partner so badly. So I say,
I already have him, I already have him, I already have him.
Or we are still with the I am at the I am affirmation. So basically, I am already this or that. You say constantly like, oh, I am this, although you're actually not. And for your soul to not be that way right now, to maybe right now have the experience of struggling with self-love, for example, like I mentioned before, is not wrong. because this is an experience and your soul is mainly here for experience. We divide that experience as wrong, but your soul does not. And the more we love our current moment or present moment, sorry, my camera just cut us out. By the way, this is where you do manifest a lot of good things, so to speak, good things, because you love the current moment. It's the same like waiting for a bus. The longer you wait because you're so focused on when is the bus coming, the time stretches. You feel like you wait forever. But then you have a call or you listen to music and whatever, you talk to a friend on the phone, all of a sudden the bus comes because the time flows. This is going with the flow. This is not avoiding life, but actually enjoying it and enjoying the current moment. And that's what you do the less you focus on,
okay, I am beautiful, I am this, I am rich, I already have my dream partner.
Every morning, every evening, writing down affirmations, journaling. Journaling is also, I'm not a fan of journaling. It is so frustrating. I'm sorry to say it. I know a lot of spiritual people will hate me right now and will write down in the comments like, how can you teach this? Affirmations are so great for mental health, blah, blah, blah. Again, if you feel like, and listen to your feelings in that moment, because for me, I always felt like something's not clicking here. I don't enjoy it. I don't like it. If you feel like it helps you, then we all have a different hologram, right? Then for you, it's what you need right now. It's the experience that your soul wanted to have right now. So using affirmations, I'm not talking it down as, oh, that's so bad. But if you want to experience long-term happiness, I would focus on affirmations that are based on love. Again, I will talk about that later. So now coming to the second affirmations. These are affirmations I highly recommend doing. Now we talk about gratitude affirmations. Gratitude affirmations are amazing, but most people use gratitude affirmations as I'm grateful for what I have, still dividing life into wrong or right. And we only are grateful for what we like, what our ego likes. And so we say, I'm grateful for money, but I'm not grateful if I don't have it. Is this unconditional love?
Absolutely not.
So let's talk about a non-spiritual aspect first of why I personally like it. Because we focus on facts. We focus on what we have already manifested, established. Whatever it is, even if it's something we don't like, right? But it's a fact. We already have it. It's not a lie. Important. The second thing why I like it is because we remember your power. You subconsciously connect with your higher self. Again, depends on if you believe in that or not, if you're spiritual or not. If you believe in God, you can also say you're grateful for what God gives you. But here's the key, no matter if it's positive or negative, most people use affirmations as a way of creating more of what we think is right. As an example, money. We say, oh, I'm grateful for money so that we hopefully manifest more of it. But then we say subconsciously, I'm not grateful for the experience my soul gives me, or maybe in your case, God. So we avoid a part of life, which is the experience of maybe struggling with it for a while. Or the same with relationships.
Oh, I'm single now, that's wrong.
Gratitude affirmation, I love it. But maybe include things that you think you're not grateful for as well. I'm grateful for my struggles. Like, I swear, the more you do that, you will start to love your life. I remember, because I currently actually have a very heavy disease, it's called MCFS. And one night I had the pain again coming up, and basically I was like, oh my God. And like, I started to become negative, and all of a sudden, really, I didn't have to say anything. It was really just, I already kind of embraced that. I was like, oh my God, I love life so much. Like, imagine you don't have that. It would be so boring. And I didn't even have to say it. It just really was a feeling of like this pure gratitude for life in general. This is where you get so magnetic. By the way, I manifested a dream doctor. What you do is you're so grateful for life in general that your soul creates more and more and more experience. And yeah, of course, also positive ones. You will see life, you will go way more with the flow because you don't judge the waves anymore. And the third affirmations that I want to talk about are the basic affirmations.
I already have manifested this and that.
I have $10,000 on my bank account right now. I already have blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean. Like the basic lying affirmations. I lie to myself until it's finally there.
say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because
I don't want to like dramatize that, but
Please just stop it.
even if you're spiritual like me, when we lie to ourselves in the hope that we finally manifested, we actually push our frustration. Because we say what I have right now is wrong, and we still divide life into wrong and right, and we disconnect ourselves from our soul's truth, which is your soul loves this life at any point in time, even if it's crazy, even if it's, so to speak, negative. Your soul loves it because it's an experience. Your soul is just here for experience. This is, by the way, the reason why you so often manifest the opposite of something, like being broke and then being rich, or having a really toxic relationship and then having the dream relationship. You know, this is the reason, because your soul wants to have the full experience that comes along with it. You know, and where do we experience the most? When we experience opposites, because there is where we learn the most, where we grow the most, etc., etc. Again, this is a spiritual way of looking at it. When we want to cut this away, you know, the experience, we want to cut it into what we think is right, you know, like having the dream partner, having that amount of money, having this, having that, having blah, 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 to finally be happy. This is, you know, when you lie and when you say, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, or I already have this and that and blah, 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 where you actually disconnect yourself more and more and more with your soul and your higher self. Or maybe in your case, God, depends on your beliefs, of course. This is another thing. We manifest something good. We also manifest chaos. We always expect when we have success or whatever, or the dream partner or whatever, then everything's fine. But you still struggle in a way. Not because it's wrong, but because your soul is not here for peace. Your soul would be so bored. And so the more we start to love that and embrace that and say everything's right the way it is, even if it doesn't seem like it right now, you will see that is way more powerful when you feel, for example, like, oh, now I don't have that, or my friends do have that, but blah, blah, blah. You say, wait a second, what if it's right the way it is? My soul loves it. So my favorite truth affirmations, to come back now, are, I love you, money, whether you're here or not. I love my life right now. It's right the way it is. By the way, this is really my favorite affirmation because it's so fast. You simply say, it's right. It's okay. And it is not just an affirmation. It's just the truth for your soul. And you reconnect with your soul in that moment subconsciously, with your power. You're like, for my soul, it's fine. And you don't push your ego. We're so driven, by the way. We learned that since childhood and maybe from your parents, but most of the times also from school. Like this constant comparison, this is wrong, this we even learn it in, like with school grades or wrong grades, you know. Like the fact that we always divide life into wrong or right, this comes from society and or childhood sometimes. I don't focus too much on childhood because most of the times we blame our parents for everything. But the thing is, your soul loves all of it, or God in your case, but not your ego. And we cannot kill our ego, by the way. We'll make another video for our ego, like about the ego. But we can start to listen and to push our soul more, to listen to our soul. And to actually, how I always call it, is to put our soul on a pedestal. Instead of listening constantly to our ego that is constantly like annoyed about this and compares everything with that and like with a friend's life and blah, 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 blah. To switch that. I swear, this is so powerful. And it's way more powerful than to constantly write down, I'm rich. I have a dream partner. He's amazing. Yeah, he has these brown hair and these like abs. You know what I mean? It will make you... And I'm not saying you won't manifest it, by the way. You probably will or already have experienced it, but you will also notice, usually that's best example, dream partner. I was writing down the perfect dream partner and like how funny he is and how he looks. And yeah, I manifested exactly him. It was crazy. I think a week later or something, because I was so frustrated to be single. Do you think it was the one? Nope. It was not the one. So that's what I mean. You then manifested maybe, but you're not going to be happy in the long run. So I know it sounds so negative in this video. I don't want to. And I don't want to say life will never get better. This is not the message that I want to get out. That's also not true. Of course, your soul will, you know, create ups as well as downs. Your soul will always create both. And I'm not the type of YouTuber that always wants to push you to like this, like, oh yeah, it's only up. It's only up. Because this is just simply not true. But we can learn to love both instead of constantly loving one side of life. And this is again what will make you happy in long run, no matter if you're spiritual or not. But this is actually a spiritual channel. I make tarot readings and stuff like that. By the way, I also want to say it's actually a little bit contradictory that I do make these types of tarot readings, but I love tarot so much because it also gives good advice, and just because I love doing these readings. But I gotta say, please watch them with fun. Just with fun, if you feel it, if it's, if it gives you like the vibe, what I just said with the affirmations, like where you can feel it's okay and want to do it. Even if you want to lie to yourself and you feel like no, and when you feel like aggressive right now because of what I said, then you're not ready to leave it. Then your soul wants to experience it. Then your soul wants to experience using affirmations that are based on lying, and it's fine. And it's okay because your soul wants to experience it. So I'm not a fan of like, again, dividing life into right or wrong, although I talk these types of affirmations down, but it's fine if you want to use it anyways. And please don't start an argument with me here on YouTube about what science says about that. I know it should be so great for your brain, but it still felt like for me it didn't do anything. This is just my experience and my belief. I'm not saying what I say is the ultimative right. So yeah, just so you know that. So I wish you a nice day or evening whenever you watched this video, and I hope we'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.